This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Hello! Welcome back to the Bristol Flyers Podcast, the podcast where we talk all things Flyers and British basketball. My name is Joel Osborne, and his name is Sam Hardy. Sam, how you doing?
Yes, I am doing well, thank you, Jolie. Joel, what's going on with you, my man?
Yeah, not a lot, just a lot of games. We had 3 games last week, absolutely manic.
Flipping heck, how did that feel?
Well, it felt good because we went 2 for 3. And I think if you'd said to me at the start of the week, I'm going to take 2 out of those 3 wins to start the season, I'd probably snap your hand off.
But I do not snap my hand off, Joe. I need my hand.
No. We've got a new look, by the way, here in the studio. If you're watching us on YouTube, we've got brand new artwork. It was supposed to be with us for episode 1, but wasn't here on time. So we've got it here today for episode number 2 of the new season. What do you reckon?
Yeah, looking good. Loving the pink, mate. A bit extra pink, looking good. Danny boy, what do you think of the new look of the podcast?
Very clean, very nice. And I do that with a little OK mark in my, a chef's kiss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Dan, you sound a bit bunged up at the minute, Dan. What's going
lads, I'm not very well.
Again?
I know. Stay over that side of the desk, please, because I'm not very well. I don't want to make you ill with so many games coming up. But yeah,
Joel, no kissing Dan today, okay?
He's got the Flyers fever, mate. He's got the Flyers fever.
2 from 3 fever. That's what that is.
You've been watching the Flyers this past week, Dan?
Well, I missed it because I was at Oktoberfest this weekend. I think I've got some sort of German lurgy, whatever that is in German. But yeah, I've picked up something at Oktoberfest in Munich.
I reckon lurgy is a German word. I'm just going to say it right now.
Sounds like that, doesn't it?
Perhaps. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Who knows?
I know because I'm looking it up right now. Mid-18th century in England, actually. Sorry about that.
Not quite.
We're all wrong.
But what a start to the season it's been for Bristol Flyers. As we said, 2 out of 3 wins at the busy week last week. So a quick rundown of what's happened since our last episode, because obviously at the end of the show last week, we mentioned that the Flyers podcast this season is moving to 1 episode every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, nice.
So we're not doing weekly episodes this season. So lots happened since our last episode. First up, we smashed the Sheffield Sharks on opening night.
That is literally the word I was about to use, Jolly. Smashed them. We shot the lights out, didn't we?
We did indeed shoot the lights out. We led from start to finish to pick up our first European win of the season in Austria against the Hefthelfen Bulls.
Oh, man. And one of my favourite plays of the season has already happened. The one where the rebound comes in or he drives in, passes it out to the corner. Bang, 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 all the way around the top. And then a Joachim 3 from the corner was unbelievable.
It was pure team basketball, Flyers basketball at its finest.
It reminded me of the Spurs from probably with, Kawhi and Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Ginobili and that lot.
Just a couple of weeks in as well, all together as a
know.
team. Exciting times. What else happened? We went the distance with London Lions away from home in the 4th quarter. It was a 4-point game with 5 minutes to go.
That was a touch. Do you know what? We always suck at shooting at the copper box, don't we?
That depth perception, isn't it?
Gets you. And these are good shooters. We've got an unbelievable shooting team this year, and it wasn't a great performance on that end, was it?
And then on Sunday, talk about great performances. What a bounce back win it was over the Leicester Riders. We led by 7 points in the 4th. We trailed by as many as 14 in the 1st quarter. It was a tie game with 1.5 minutes to go. And then it was the Will Joachim show.
Mate, Will Joachim is honestly that guy, isn't he?
He is that
he is
guy.
Him. Are we going to analyse that later or not, though?
Yeah, we're going to talk about those games with our guests later on
nice.
in this week's show. So do stay tuned for all of that. All of that coming up on this week's show. Plus, we've got our first player guest right here in the studio. And we're starting off with a bang because we've got none other than Cam Holden joining us here in the studio. One of the biggest transfers of the summer in SLB, joining us from Cheshire Phoenix. He had those 2 amazing seasons in Cheshire for the first 2 years of his pro career. We're going to talk about all the reasons for him wanting to leave Cheshire and join the Bristol Flyers. Going to get him to spill the tea, Sam. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hands up here, Joel, and say I think it's the biggest internal transfer of the season.
I agree. One of, if not the biggest off-season move between SLB clubs. So yes, do stay tuned for that. Cam Holden's going to be joining us here in the studio. Should be a very exciting chat indeed. Before we do dive into this week's show, bit of housekeeping. If you're enjoying the Bristol Flyers podcast, please like, comment and subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a rating or a review. Give us a rating or a review if you're listening on all major podcast providers, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Shall we get to the episode then, Sam? What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's do it, boy.
Here is this week's chat with none other than Cam Holden.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Welcome back to the Bristol Flyers Podcast. Joel and Sam here, as always. And right now in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, is Cam Holden. Yeah,
boy. That is sick. Well, you were the first one we wanted on here, by the way. Just because, we used to hate you when you were at Cheshire, and now we like you here.
How's it, mate? Welcome to the Bristol Flyers. First of all, welcome to the Bristol Flyers. Because you've been here for what, like a couple of weeks now? Maybe, probably close to a month, I reckon.
It's a month.
Yeah.
I'm family now, right?
Yeah, you're part of the Flyers fam. Of course you are. When I asked you last week, Cam, if you wanted to come on the podcast, you actually already told me that you had listened to a few episodes of the Bristol Flyers podcast. Is that right?
Yeah, a couple of YouTube suggestions popped up. It depends on how the game went. Did I want to watch it? So, like, if we lost at Cheshire, I'm not watching it. I'm not clicking. I try to skip through.
Yeah, well, it is a great podcast.
Yep.
And we are very welcome to be here in the studio,
Excited.
in the flesh. We just grabbed you from a team meal down at Aqua today. Is that right?
Yep.
How was it? It's good food there, isn't it?
Great. Fish and chips. You can't beat it.
Oh, yeah.
Fish and chips. We had calamari as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, I love Aqua.
Amazing. Well, you are actually our first official guest of the season. We thought we'd start off with a bang here this season on the podcast.
Of course.
We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule because it's been busy this past week, right? 3 games in a week.
Yeah, definitely been busy. Definitely with the European schedule. That's
Mm-hmm.
a little different for me. 2 years just playing a regular schedule. So body definitely taking a toll. Sleeping earlier. Can't play no late night video games. Got to eat the right stuff and prep right. So it's different, but I'm learning.
Yeah.
You enjoyed going to Europe, though, did you?
I did enjoy it. It was different. First time playing outside of the UK. So when I first got there, I was like, this is a little different, boys. This ain't the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, playing with the team. I mean, we had a great win from the start. So looking forward for more games.
Yeah, well, we'll tap onto those 4 games, actually, since our last podcast episode. We'll talk about those later on in this week's show. Earlier on, well, you were one of the first signings that we announced in the summer. It was like June or something, right? It was very, very early in the off-season, and it was one of the biggest, and we said in the intro, probably the biggest off-season move between SLB clubs during, the summer. And it took a lot of people by surprise, didn't it, your announcement to join Bristol Flyers?
Yeah, it did. I mean, playing against Bristol for 2 years, I always thought about how tough Bristol was. A very hard playing team, rebounding, physical. Every time I played against Bristol, I was sore and be like, I never want to play against Bristol. So when I talked to my agent and I said, hopefully any teams in the league want me. And the first team he named was Bristol, and I was like, if we can get the deal done, let's do it. Like, let's not play around. So
Genuinely? He took the first thing?
Yeah, it wasn't no, want to see other offers. It was, if Bristol want me, I'm in.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Yep.
So you actively really wanted to come and join this program, having played against us over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, I mean, just seeing the fans, playing against the fans, have some friendly conversation with guys sitting courtside with a couple beers.
Yeah.
But just seeing the culture, playing against the culture, seeing the players that came through, why not be a part of it? So I want to stay in this country and play as long as I can. So I like to play here as long as I can also.
Yeah, can I ask that what is it about the country that why you wanted to stay here and not head to Europe or whatever?
I'm kind of comfortable. I'm big on being comfortable. I know a lot of guys want to play for money, play for the most money they can in their career, but I'm very important like playing like with family, and Bristol, like, for being enemy for 2 years, took me in like family. So I want to one day bring my family and show like, I play for Bristol and it's very comfortable here. So,
well, that's one thing that Coach K emphasises, and it's Flyers family, and whether you're a player, whether you're a staff member, whether you're a volunteer, whether you're a member of the fans, everyone here is part of the Bristol Flyers family, and it's amazing that you've sort of picked up on that, having just only played against us over the last couple of years, and now to sort of be in and amongst it. Has it been everything you've expected so far, your time in Bristol?
Yes, everything I expected. I mean, I was kind of shocked at some of the stuff I was seeing, like how like together Bristol is, like off the court, staff, people around Bristol, like you guys, like everybody just seemed to get along. Everybody jokes and have different relationships around. So hopefully throughout the years, hopefully I could be here. I could grow, relationship with you guys and fans around.
Amazing.
So,
we love that. Well,
Yeah.
you don't see that very often from players, do you, Sam?
No, but and also what's interesting about your move, I think, is that we've had other moves in the past a little bit, but probably not like one of the higher profile players. And
Yeah.
you were obviously like the guy at Cheshire, one of the guys there. And so for me, we got to hear a little earlier than the fans that Cam was coming, I suppose. But the second I heard, I didn't see that coming at all. I was like, this is crazy. So yeah, we appreciate it, man.
Well, I was super excited when Coach K touched base with me and said, look, we're pretty close to signing Cam Holden. Just maybe start getting some press releases ready, get your announcement content ready, because the contract's with him. He just needs to sign. And for me, I was super excited because for me, I've always felt your game and your style of basketball has always fit the Flyers system and the way that the system that Coach K likes to run. And I've sort of watched you from afar, commentating your games when you've been playing against Bristol for Cheshire. And I've just always felt like your game suits that style of play. And now to see you, coming through on that and actually fitting right into our system, it's incredible. It's really great to see. What have been some of the biggest differences you've noticed from your time in Bristol so far, perhaps compared to your 2 years in Cheshire?
Off the court, family, still like that's big, but mostly play style. It's kind of funny that I always thought like Bristol slowed it up a little bit, but all of a sudden I feel like Bristol didn't speed up when I be playing a little fast. Getting out of transition, getting a few dunks, but mostly just get a lot of stuff here, like gear. That's one thing I'll say. I got a lot of gear, most that I got more than Cheshire. The coaching style, I definitely like all the coaches. The coaches, Coach K, treated me like his son like when I first met him. So like, I'm big on that. And I feel like I got 10 brothers with me, which is rare on an overseas professional team. Usually you got your group with like 3 guys hang together, just 2 hang together. On this squad, I feel like I got like 10 guys. That's my brother. So that's rare. And you could tell on the court that we all get along with each other. So that's a difference.
I love that. That's amazing. And another thing, we were chatting about it off air. I was chatting to Mike Edkins, and for the listener, Mike obviously is our team operations manager at the club, and we were just chatting about how I was like saying to Mike, oh, how the guys settling in, and he's like, yeah, they're great. I was like, I'm talking about sort of individual players, and he was like, yeah, Cam didn't realise the other week when we were on the team bus, and all the little snacks are out on the table for the players. He didn't realise that the snacks were for the players on the bus, like little things like that you don't really realise that maybe they don't do that in Cheshire, or maybe they don't do that at other clubs. But that's quite a big thing, is just making sure the guys are fed on game days, right?
Yeah, that was slightly different. I remember all the pasta we was eating, and I was like, boys, I'm tired of pasta and salmon. I'm like, what, I eat McDonald's. I'm not afraid to say it out loud, like before a game or something, and just go wing it.
What was that back when you were playing in Cheshire? You just go,
I probably go eat McDonald's and go wing it and, hope for the best. But here's like, you well prepped, like it's well prepped, like from warm up to beginning. And, like I'm on a team, but like I'll still like whisper to like Pasquale, like I'll be like, yo, y'all really warm up here. Like I'll whisper to him and be like, y'all really do this here. And like I'm on the team and I'm whispering like I'm at a tryout. but I enjoy it, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Like my role's a little different from Cheshire. Cheshire I was kind of like a bigger role, but this, like not saying I'm taking a backseat role, but I'm accepting my role, more of the defensive end, more of an energy guy, and I enjoy it because like I said, like I'm playing for my brothers, and as long as we win, it's a win for me.
And one of the things that we were obviously, that's a big thing for us, is like player welfare, making sure everyone's got everything they need. Talk about the amount of the gear, the kit you guys get given in the off season. O'Neill's partnership this year, we've literally got everything. We've
Amazing.
got polo shirts.
Amazing.
And, there's
They do good, don't they?
Yeah, I'm getting so much stuff, and I'm like just lifting it up like I'm at Christmas. You get Christmas in the morning, like you just start lifting stuff up and being excited. So like I'm still like pulling the tag off stuff right now. Yeah. But I enjoy it though. I enjoy it. Like.
Yeah. They're one of the ones, I think, I can't remember which player it was. We had a player last season, and we did the Harry Bows on the bench.
Oh yeah.
So every game, Mike tops up this big bucket, and fans will probably have noticed there's a big bucket of like sweets at the end of the bench, because normally players sometimes will bring their own sweets and stuff. They might just get some all in for the players. They haven't got to worry about sorting themselves out pre-game, and they didn't realise that was like for them. Like there's
okay. Okay, I noticed that at Cheshire, the box thing, the little box, like every player had their box, and I always wonder like, why everybody keep carrying their own box? Like, what's the reason behind that? So I get it now. Like, I'll still leave my box in the locker room because I'm not used to it. But like I'll sneak and like take a lot of candy, like especially if I'm on the bench. Oh, I'm enjoying candy.
Well, I think that actually came in after the pandemic, actually, because everyone had to sort of keep their stuff to themselves because they couldn't share like towels, they couldn't share like water bottles. Do you know what I mean? So everyone had their little bucket, and that was introduced during the lockdown season when we had no fans playing in the arena. And then I think Mike just kept it from there, and the players just hey, that's my box. That's
Yeah,
where
you
my
can put
stuff
like
is.
you can put whatever you want in there. A little candy, a little. But I reach in there, grab a little candy, grab oranges or something.
Yeah.
Be ready to go.
You like the British candy or not?
I'm used to it by now. So
That's a no.
yeah.
Everyone.
No. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. So like I'm kind of used to it by now.
I'm used to it. It's all right.
Yeah.
Tell you what, there's nothing on the American sweets there. They have
That's because we got rid of all the E numbers. They
Yeah.
still have the E numbers in America.
That is true. There is a lot of stuff.
Y'all got new like Skittle gummies. That's pretty good. That's in America. I ain't seen. That's pretty good.
Yeah, they are good.
Me and Will found them first.
How about the squishies? What are they called?
Squashies.
Squashies. Like squashies?
Yeah, squashies. Yeah.
Yeah, they're good as well.
Also like it's like, is it pigs? It's like a.
Percy Pigs.
Yeah. There we go.
So is that a shout out for any fans that want to get you sweets on a game day? There you go too.
Percy
we,
Pigs.
we had Kitty Johnson last year with us, and he came on the podcast and said he loved Milky Bars.
Yeah.
And then the next game, like 3 different fans turn up and give him a Milky Bar. So if you had like your favorite, if you'd have picked like what is your favorite sweet, what are you saying?
I had to go with those.
Percy Pigs.
Yeah.
Percy Pigs,
Percy
Flyers
Pigs,
fam.
that's what we need.
Percy Pigs is Cam Holden's favourite.
Marks and Spencer's, I believe, aren't they?
Yeah,
I
they
think
do
so.
the cheaper ones. The cows, the Colin the cows or something. Is that
Yeah, I
right?
don't know.
I don't know.
They gotta be the pig ones.
Yeah.
Gotta be the pig one. Gotta be the pig.
So talk to us about the move over the summer then, because as you said, it was very early that you joined us over the summer. So you must have been speaking to Coach Kapoulis right off the bat as soon as your season had ended.
I think I can say this now. You know, sometimes when you play against a coach and like you go down the sideline, you'll hear like, you know, good play or something. He told me good play a couple times. Now, you know, you remember stuff like that in the off season. He'd be like, yo, you play hard, you know, stuff like, you just hear coaches compliment a couple players. So I just remember that in my off season because I want to stay in this league. And I was like, man, that coach very nice. And I was like, I love to play for him because his team play hard. So, I mean, he won't have to motivate me to play hard because that's kind of my style. So
Yeah.
it was just a perfect fit. I feel like, you know, like a perfect puzzle fit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like he had to like teach me the Flyers way because I played against the Flyers way.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a easy fit, and I feel like it was a bit easy transition for me, which it really is.
So did you reach out to any players, perhaps any former Flyers players or anything, just to maybe like get their verdict on what their experience was like with us, so you know what to expect when you join us?
Of course, I talked to DeMar.
Yeah.
He was all like, yo, great coach, exactly what you want. Keedy had nothing but good things to say. But mostly them 2 guys I talked to. Played a little Warzone with Keedy and Leslie a little bit.
Oh yeah, they love that Warzone.
Yeah. So I played Warzone with them before, and I was just like, and the Fly guys pretty cool. So I was like, I mean, if that's the type of guys you recruit and type of character you recruit, like I want to be around them type of guys.
So obviously you come from those 2 years in Cheshire, and you lifted the SLB trophy with them in your first season. You made it to the playoff final that same year as well. And then obviously last season.
On that note, though, which was crazy because that was against like the super strong London team, wasn't it?
Yeah. If you rewatch that game, I hit the first 3 in the corner. They left me open, a little disrespect. So if you want to run that, I think I hit the first 2 threes to start the game because it was just like leave me open. And I was like, okay.
If we're honest, not in a disrespectful way, but like in everyone's heads, London probably should have won that game, right?
Yeah, it was a
Probably.
super team. It was like the Avengers.
Yeah.
I mean, we went out there and go have fun.
Yeah.
That was the motto.
So these guys then they go and win the trophy. They make it to the playoff final that same year. And they fall short to that Decker corner 3 ball.
Should have won that one.
Yeah, that was a tough defensive assignment, that one, where he just left them open in the corner. And then London obviously won that. And then obviously you had the second year in Cheshire. So what was the reason you wanted to move on from Cheshire then? Is there any tea we can spill right now on the podcast about your time in Cheshire?
I feel like I just ran my course, you know.
Yeah.
I lifted a trophy, which I always wanted to do. The fans was great. At the end, I want to know, like, what more can I do for Cheshire? And I feel like nothing more I could do. I felt like some relationship was kind of rocky and wasn't strong enough for me to continue my career at Cheshire. And after that, I feel like I need to move on and get a fresh start.
Why are you lying? You know the truth is you just wanted to come on the Flyers podcast. And
That's right.
And I also got tired of the Flyer podcast keep popping up on YouTube, and nobody just invited me from Cheshire to come on. So
there we go. Well, you're welcome right now.
That was part of the signing.
It's like a dream come true for you.
And I was gonna ask you, I better be the first one. And you said, you texted me, said, "Can you come on the podcast?" I was like, "Yeah."
Well, you are the first guest we got in the studio this season as well. One of our biggest fans right here as well. What was I going to say? So going back to sort of the joining Flyers and stuff, we mentioned at the top of the show, obviously, Flyers playing in Europe over the last couple of seasons. So do you feel like the Flyers is like a step up for you in your career now because you are getting that opportunity to play European basketball?
Definitely is. I mean, I think it's great for our league that we got a couple teams playing in Europe. Like I definitely followed the Flyers when they played in Europe. I watched when they played Bruno last year, an overtime game.
There was Ethan Jaguar played for him.
That's why I watched it. He had a good game.
Yeah.
DeMar had a great game also. It was an overtime loss.
Yeah.
It was a turnover.
It was a turnover, and we went coast to coast, and it was Kendall Lewis with a big dunk in transition to force OT. Yeah. And then we won in overtime. Yeah,
I definitely text Ethan about it. I was like, yeah, British basketball.
I love that.
Yeah. But, so I feel like a step up. I always wanted to play in Europe competition and represent definitely a team from the UK. So when I had the opportunity, that's why I was so quick. It was just hope he wants me, and it was like mutual decision. I was like, sign it.
Amazing. Absolutely love it. Love to see it.
I like, let's get it over with.
I remember some of the meetings that we placed against you guys when you were with Cheshire last season. One of the ones I wanted to bring up was the drubbing, we like to call it, away at Cheshire last season. We put 122 points on the board up Ellesmere Port, and Jared Sherfield went nuts from downtown. What was it like being on the receiving end of that game last season?
Was I out there?
I don't think any of your players were out there, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
It was bad. It was bad. It was what was funny about it, I was like, we're gonna score. I don't know when. But then I kept looking at the score, I was like, it's 25-0.
Yeah.
It was
really 25-0?
It was 25-0. And credit to Ben, he caught timeout, and I was like, we're just looking at each other like, everybody was just looking like how you looking with your hands on your face. And the crowd wasn't in it. And I remember who scored it. Tariq shot a pull-up, contested pull-up over Owen, and it sounded like we was tired.
Oh, my God.
But what's so funny about the scout? The scout was, don't let Keedy beat us, and Keedy didn't beat us. But we followed the scout. Jared definitely had a day. Yeah. So we followed the scout. Like, we looked at each other, because at the end we was like, me and my teammate, we said, we followed the scout. I said, we did. Somebody else beat us, right?
Yeah.
And Jared had a career night, like he's shooting at the arcade.
Yeah, he shot 39 points in that game.
It was 39?
It was a club record for points in a game, that game.
And a club record of threes, wasn't it? Wasn't it like...
36. No, my bad. Jared Sherfield scored 36 points in that game. It was a new club record for points in a game. We then went to Cheshire again a few weeks later, where he set a club record for made threes in a game.
Which was, what was it, like 11 or something?
It was I don't have it on my notes, but it was a lot of three. I'll go dig it up.
Yeah, it was a bad day. Then, which is funny, I had to get on a Cheshire podcast. So this is my second time talking about this.
Oh, wow. Well, it's good to get your perspective to Bristol Flyers.
It was
fans.
funny. I watched film on it, and we all sat in silence for like 0 to 25, Yeah. I think Kendall had like a monster dunk or something. And
he did, a couple of them. And I think Damon had one as well.
I see Coach K just fist pumping and celebrating, and I think you guys was coming off a couple losses too. It was like injuries. Y'all needed a win.
We were banged up that season.
And I remember asking Keedy, I was like, "Yo, how y'all feeling?" I always ask players like, "How you feeling?" He just looked at me straight. We need a win. And I was like, "Oh shit." That's what I said.
Well, here you go.
I was like, okay. I was like, that's no. He said it like, we usually joke around like, how you feeling? I'm good. He like, we need a win. Walked off.
And it was so kind of you to hand it to them on a platter.
Yeah, it was It was very nice of you. We really
We
appreciate it.
wasn't the strongest defensively. We wasn't the strongest.
So was that the moment then you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to come join the Flyers now, I think?
You got to get the record. You got to get the record of 30.
It was a great presentation.
Yeah,
it was a
good pitch, wasn't it? To come join us. This is what you can have.
It was a great presentation. I can't knock the presentation that I got to come to the Flyers.
Amazing. And now here you are. You're here in a Bristol Flyers uniform. A couple of games in now. How have you found the way this group of players, this new group of players, has come together this season? Because although we've only been together for, I say, just over a month now. I've been super surprised by not only the way you guys have gelled on the court so early, but also off the court. Like as you say, you guys are all hanging out together all the time in a minute.
Yeah, it's like once again, like you can tell by the ball movement. There's one play we had in Austria where the ball went all the way around in the corner and Will had a wide open shot. I mean, that don't happen in pro basketball. If you open in pro basketball, I'm usually like, I'm shooting.
Yeah.
You know, that's when I knew, like, we all looked at each other in the huddle like, we pretty good.
Yeah, we spoke about this.
Yeah,
We literally said you were like, we literally talked about that exact play and said you were like the Spurs from like 20 years ago or whatever it was.
Which was funny. We huddled up and we all just looked at each other like a circle, like, yo, that was great basketball. Like, you know, you don't see that too much in pro basketball because, like, once a guy will be like, I'm open. I ain't shot in a long time. But it just been a great fit. I mean, credit to the recruiting. Glad I saw it early, so I wasn't late. I'm excited. You know, we can only get better from here, which is kind of like the great
quite scary,
part.
isn't it?
Yeah, we had no preseason. Like, no preseason. We still learning. Like, today at practice, we learning. Like, talking to Brody, like, yo, I like it. He's like, pass it certain ways, you know, like, throw it over top. We're just learning at each other, you know. And the fact that we only lost one game to a good London team, I mean, the sky's the limit for this team if we stay the course.
And I think, like, Coach has chosen a few players which he hasn't sort of had before in his, like that often. Like Joe Anderson is a different sort of point guard, isn't he?
Yeah, he's different. And what was unique, Coach told me, like, you're not going to be a point guard like you are at Cheshire. You're going to be off the ball, which is new to me, which I accept. He was like, but then I watched Joe highlights. I was like, I mean, if that's the point guard, I'm fine. Like, I was like, that's who you bringing in. Like, I'm fine with it, you know. But, like, it's very unique. I feel like we got a lot of, like, switch army knives on the team. Like, not a bunch of guys who do one thing, you know. Like, we still haven't got, like, Milos fully going. You know, he's still learning his way. Wait till he get going. The game he had is unique. Joe's passing, Owen stretch, and then the force we have with Marcus and JB coming off the bench being a spark. I mean, Zach shoot. I mean, I can go down the list of the guys, like the guys that like moments in the game. It's like we got to all put it together, and when we put it together and make it one sound, it's going to be very scary in the league.
I was going to ask you, like, obviously the on-court chemistry is there. In terms of the off-court chemistry, sort of who's been the one player or who've been the couple of players that you feel have sort of introduced you, or the guys in the locker room that have really sort of welcomed you into the locker room, you know, this early in the season?
Oh man, definitely Owen. I mean, Owen.
That guy.
Oh yeah, Owen's a Bristol City guy and a Flyers guy.
Yeah.
And there's no in between with Owen. Like, you gonna pick your side and stay there. Like, you know, Owen took me and was open arms, was like, welcome. This is how we do it here. So credit to Owen and his leadership.
He's funny as well.
Yeah. He's not like, and I get, like, he's the captain, and you know, most captains be like a serious guy and be like, you know, he got a great balance of doing that. Like, he jokes with you off the court. If you need anything off the court, he's there. When it's time to be serious, when it's time to get on the people, he's there. So, like, I mean, credit to what he doing, like a 50-50 job of, like, you know, joking with you at times, and also when it's time to do stuff the Flyers way, he's doing that at a great job.
It sounds like there's some really great characters on the team this season, and we can't wait to have them all come on the podcast throughout the course of this season. So if you're listening, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Don't miss an episode with these guys as we get them in one by one throughout the season. Cam, one thing we want to do with the podcast is a thing called Run It Back, where we get to help our listeners learn more about our players, especially our new players, for the first time. We'd like to run it all the way back to their early careers and how they sort of got into basketball, because everyone's got a cool little story about how they first picked up a basketball or got into it. You grew up in Forsyth, Georgia, is that right?
Correct.
What was it like growing up out there? What was the basketball scene out like there? Sort of how old were you when you first started playing?
What's funny, I was an American football player first, you know. I always wanted to be an American football player. Like, I never wanted to play basketball. Unfortunately, I got a little skinny and a little tall, so I had to move on. You know, that's kind of like my rough style, like the rough bumping and physical style I play. But
What position were you?
I play a little quarterback and a defensive end. So, like, a mixture. I tried everything to play American football. Even a little tight end, I tried it. But I was too skinny in high school. I ventured off and played basketball. But Forsyth not a big basketball city. You know, it's known for football, which is a lot of athletes went through that. And I'm one of the, I think I'm the only pro in Forsyth.
Wow.
We're a small town. I'm the only pro basketball player in Forsyth.
You then went the JUCO route into college before
JUCO.
you ended up at Towson. Talk us through that experience, because for the listener, we spoke about JUCO quite a lot on the Bristol Flyers podcast, because quite a few of our past players have gone through the JUCO system. Tell us, for the listeners that don't really know what junior college is in the States, what is it and how does it help propel players into the Division 1 level?
Okay, first I gotta talk about my character first. So junior college is like, it's like a, you know, like, this is your last chance to get right. Like, you're good enough to play this sport, but it's your last chance to get right. So academically, in high school, I didn't do my schoolwork, but I was very, 2,000 points in high school. So I got a scholarship to get my grades right, to be eligible for Division 1. So in junior college, you get to go 2 years to get your grades up to the grade point you need to go Division 1. So I needed a little bit of both. A little bit of, thought I knew it all because I was good at an early age. Got my grades right, but I always shout out to Gulf Coast because they had great people, like from the study hall, from the coaches, from the athletic director that's still there. Like, they had great people to like mentor all my teammates. Like, when I was there for 2 years, my teammates all got Division 1 scholarships. Some went D2, but like they just monitored us well. The living was well, so they gave me like not the basketball stuff I needed. They gave me the people skills I needed, which I carry on to today. So then at the Gulf Coast, which I got them to the state tournament for the first time since 1972.
Wow.
Yeah. We beat a team called Florida Southwestern, which we had it was kind of like the London Lions of the Florida. Like, we had no chance to beat them, and we ain't no beating them. So
How many points you get?
I didn't score that much, but my teammates scored. I was happy. So after that, I went to UT Martin.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, UT Martin. And after UT Martin, I just didn't. I had a great career there, but we didn't do well. We played teams like Murray State, Belmont, which was pretty good. So I got recruited. I went to the transfer portal. Hopefully somebody picked me. Hopefully somebody want me. So I put my highlights like on Twitter, like just so everybody could see it. I was like, yo, I'm available if you need me. So then I went to Towson for 2 years.
Yeah.
Also, I played with my former teammate, Nick Timberlake at Cheshire. Mm-hmm. So won the regular season there, but you have to win the conference tournament to go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
We lost in the semifinals. Lost in the semifinals both years there, but Towson was great. Towson reminded me of kind of like Bristol. Like, it's tough end defensively, defensive rebounding and shooters. Like, I feel like I'm at Towson right now because I got loads of gear at Towson too, so I'm getting loads of gear right now. But I fit well in like tough environments, so that's why I pick here.
So what kind of point in your career then going through college? Kind of what point did it kind of click where you feel like, oh, actually, wait a minute, I could probably pursue a career and go pro out of this coming out of college?
Yeah, what was the problem was I didn't know what position I played, and I still don't know what position I play. So I just run up and down the court and hoping that I look right. So in college, in Towson, I played the 4. So I went from junior college playing point guard to Towson playing the 4.
Wow.
But we try to like trick it around and say point forward.
Yeah.
So I played with Charles Thompson, who was at Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
So he was I used to come off ball screen with him with 3 shooters around me, which was kind of unique. So then I come to Cheshire, and Ben was like, I'm recruiting you as a point guard. And I was like, I don't think I'm a professional point guard. I got ripped. I mean, Corey Samuels would guard me full court, and like he wouldn't leave me alone. I'm uncomfortable. My rookie season when he was guarding me. I mean, thank God he's gone. I gotta do better. But not like that. But like, I'm glad he's not on the basketball court with me no more. Wish he was my teammate, but
yeah. Well, I tell you what, I caught up with Corey actually the other week because obviously now he's moved into the working world. He's HR at SGS College. He was just in watching the lads train the other week, and I had a good catch up with him.
Yeah, shout out to Corey, man. I mean, 94 feet, hustling. I don't miss it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I knew I could be a pro because I had so much in my toolbox. You never know like what I could do. I could be a defender for you. I could be a passer. I knew I could be a pro because of my skill set and like the switch army knife I could be for on the court. Like I can guard 1 through 5. I'm comfortable guarding 1 through 5, and I feel like the more you grow up in the professional level, you got to learn how to play a role. You know, like at Cheshire, I always wanted to be the man. I feel like here I'm like growing into a role where like I just want to win for Bristol. You know, whatever it takes. If it's me scoring 5 points and me scoring 6, if it's me going to get 20 a night, I'll do it. But here, I just want to win for Bristol because I feel like that's what Bristol want, and especially after the trophy. Yeah, you know, we was playing Newcastle, and Owen brought up the trophy, and he was like, you know, they blew us out in the trophy. And I stopped him and said, it's us now. Like, they blew us out. Like, so.
I love that.
It's really interesting you talking about your career, your high school as in football, because I can see you were saying like that's why I play tough, and I can see that you really used to annoy me because you'd get to the paint, someone would bump you, get the foul, and you'd pretty much always get the and-1 as well, which was like, so that's quite cool that that sort of background in football has sort of led to this point, yeah?
Yeah, I always want to play American football. Like I still want to try, like not trying to play professional. Like I enjoy like watching American football. You know, like I got to catch a rugby game because I don't know the rules, but it's just so physical. Like just. I enjoy contact. Like I seek the contact, honestly. Like, but yeah, the American football helped me. If I didn't play American football, there's no way I would be dealing with this type of physical contact playing this sport.
You've been to watch the Pride play, SGS Pride?
No.
Yeah, so there's an SGS, the Academy football, American football team. They train at SGS and they have games there. UE has a team as well, right?
Yeah.
The UE Bullets.
Yeah, there's definitely American football near where you live. So
Yeah, you can literally,
I need to catch it.
yeah, 100%. I'll try and see if I can text you their schedules after this.
There's also some ice hockey you need to go check out as well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah. When I was at Cheshire, I went to Manchester and I watched the ice hockey game. I actually went with some fans, and it was Manchester Lightning, I think.
Yeah.
And they got smacked. But I was there though. I was there.
I know a bunch of you guys came down to Ashton Gate last night to watch Bristol City play.
Yeah, I didn't make it, unfortunately. I went and stayed, and I didn't make it.
Didn't fancy a bit of Ashton Gate last
A
night?
little cold outside. I didn't make it.
Have you been to watch them at all this season? No, not yet. Okay.
Well, we'll get you down there at some point soon.
Yeah.
Cam, before we move on to our next section of the Bristol Flyers podcast, we've got to get to our quick fire questions.
Let's do it.
And as an avid listener of the Flyers podcast yourself, you must know all about our quick fire questions segment. Every time we get a guest on, we ask them as many questions as you possibly can in 30 seconds. You are the first player on the 30-second challenge this season, so you are setting the score to beat.
I like that.
Sam, are you ready with the... Yes was the answer to that.
Yes.
Right, Cam, you've got 30 seconds to answer as many quickfire questions as you can. Your time starts now. What's your go-to pre-game meal?
Bacon, egg, and sausage.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Teleport.
Who's the toughest player you've had to face in your career?
Sam Decker.
Who is your favorite basketball player growing up?
Kevin Durant.
What's your hidden talent?
Karaoke.
Oh, what's your dream holiday destination?
Spain.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Dunk or three-pointer?
Dunk.
Ooh. Producer Dan, do you have a number for us? He's holding his fingers up. What is it, Dan? Speak.
That is 8.
Eight. Very good.
correct answers.
It's a good score to beat. I think last year...
The first one messed me up because I want to get it right.
You could have said like anything, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Although one
stunned
little thing, he did mention that he's a karaoke. That's your secret talent. We're gonna have to get you singing at some point.
Man.
But
What is your go-to karaoke song?
It was running up that hill.
Oh, I got another one. The one on Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know that
After wins in Cheshire, the megaphone on the bus, I get it and sing it for the fans.
one. When are we getting out for Flyers away games then?
we we should sort that out for sure. We came and visited as a lot of the corporate partners and fans came out to, where did we go last year? We went to Estonia.
Yeah, Estonia. Yeah.
Which was amazing for the European game, and this year I think we're going to go to a different one. But
Romania, I think.
I found a few of us, some of the fans, and me and Steve Devereaux and his wife Emma ended up being out singing karaoke till 5 a.m. So
What was the karaoke song?
With hundreds of them.
It
We
would have
just
been a
sang
lot.
and sang and sang and sang. Mate, we were so tired by the end. But yeah, we'll see you there at the game, yeah?
I got you. I got you.
I love it. On that note, it's time for us to get to the news.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Right, time for us to catch up on what's happened since our last podcast. And Sam, we've got a lot to talk about because at the top of the show we mentioned how many games we played since our last podcast. Cam, the lads are flying right now, right? I mean, just bar the result away at London, and we were right there in the fourth quarter. It was a 4-point game, I think it was, with 5 minutes to go. Looking very good very early in the season.
Yeah, talking back on that London game, I feel like we had a chance to fight back. Like I feel like we was right there. Even though we lost, we huddled up and said, we had great spells. They had a preseason, we didn't. We came back from a trip and going to London. Not trying to make excuses, but I feel like they just never truly put us away. Typically, that's what London's supposed to do. But I feel like we fought back, and I feel like if that's their best punch, we'll be fine when they got to come here and play them a couple more times.
Plenty more games this season as
Right.
well. We'll get them. We'll get them 1 point this season at least.
We're gonna get them.
The copper box is weird to shoot at as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different backdrop. I mean, it's very unique. It feels like a little dark too, but I played there a couple times, so that can't be my excuse.
Well, there's a bunch of things we've got to talk about. Let's run it all the way back to opening night. Sheffield Sharks, that blowout win over Sheffield Sharks. The atmosphere was rocking, and you guys just couldn't miss from 3 to start that one.
Yeah, I feel like nobody didn't talk about that. I feel like the league was kind of quiet on that. First game, pushed to the side. But like I've been telling the guys, we need the games in the beginning, because we don't want to look back against Sheffield and be like, oh, we dropped one at home. Sheffield's going to be a hard place to win at, hard place to play at already. So I'm glad we got that one by that margin what we had. So also, they was preseason 1, 2. I seen a lot of guys had them, and we was ace, so pretty good for an ace.
Did you know that you didn't get any 2-pointers in the first quarter and you had 25 points?
Yeah, what was unique, I think the whole starting 5 hit a 3 but me, so I was like, I'm finna try one, and I missed. But everybody hit one, so me, I'm celebrating it, and I say, you know what, guys, I think I'm gonna stick. I got no hold. I think I'm gonna stick to passing. I look at everybody like, I think I'm gonna stick to passing and moving it. Because everybody hit one earlier, so I was like, oh, I guess it's just we're shooting in the ocean. Let me try.
I'll tell you what, you talk about that. I mean, the stat I've got here, 25 points in the first quarter, 24 of those coming from downtown. We went 8 for 14 from 3 in the opening 10 minutes. Even Darnell Brody hit a 3 as well.
It was a bank, right?
It was a bank.
It was a bank, and he lifted his arms up, and I looked on the bench. I was like, oh yeah, boys, that's it. just like we playing.
Isn't he 100% from the free
He is. He hit
point
one in
line?
Austria as well.
But last year he was 9% from free.
Yeah, I seen a tweet that said that when I first opened my phone. But
Yeah.
it was fun because the fans was looking like one of the best Flyers shooting performance I ever seen in such and such years, and I was like, yeah, thanks, but I didn't make one, but thank you, but
Yeah, I mean, we were up, it was 25-19 after 1, we're 42-32 up at the half. It was pretty plain sailing. The lead ballooned to 30 in the second half.
and I feel like this is the on paper fooled them a little bit, you see a guy like, oh, look, Joe Anderson, Prentice Nixon, but come on, Joe can't. And I feel like Joe took that battle and they was didn't know who he was,
It was,
They know now.
Yeah,
now they know.
I feel like they looked at us they kind of looked down on us a little bit through warm up. You could feel when guys look at your warm up and be like, oh, we finna beat this team to death. We don't need to worry about it. But
Well, you certainly showed them
we know
wrong.
they'll be back here ready, so we got to be ready for them.
Yeah, they 100% will. You talk about your performance in the game. You didn't particularly score much in the offensive end, but you're able to find ways of impacting winning in other ways. And Gareth and I spoke about this on commentary, and that's what we love about your game so much is that, yeah, if you don't have the hot hand, you're able to get the ball to the right person at the right times. I think you had it's only 2 points, and the 2 points you did get was a little breakaway dunk, and it just about squeaked in the net. But
Had a flat tire.
yeah,
Check engine light came on. Radiator ran hot when I jumped. I definitely had a flat tire though.
But also you had 7 assists and 5 rebounds. So when you're not got the hot hand, being able to still impact winning like that, it says a lot about you as a player, and that's what we love about your game. From watching you at Cheshire last year and now this year in Bristol, and then you go and bounce back with that almost triple double in Austria a few days later. So it just shows that anyone on this team can get hot on any given night. We've got so many weapons on the team this season, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like whatever you need. If I need to facilitate, if I need to facilitate and defend, if I just need to defend. Some nights I'm gonna just need to rebound. But the team is so unique to the point where I don't need to be selfish to the point where, like, I need 20 of you guys. Like, because that's not my mindset. My mindset is just winning for Bristol. You know, if it's guarding the best player, chasing him, you know, giving him some friendly comments that I can't repeat on here. That's what I'll do. If I need to dive on the floor, like, that's what I'll do for Bristol. And so I feel like with this team, I don't need to be no more than what I gotta be. You know, just go out there and be solid. And like you said, whatever the team needs, find a hot hand.
It was a big win in that opening night. Zach Anderson, 16.6 rebounds. Omak, 15 points on 50% from three. What a start he's had to the season, by the way.
Yeah.
Joe Anderson, Will Yoakum, 12 points apiece. All 10 players are on the score sheet as well, which is great to see in that first one.
You like chatting to other players, do you? Do you give them...
Yeah, I enjoy it. This year everybody been so nice.
Yeah.
And it's so hard, you know, it's so hard to, like, say something when somebody say something nice to you. So, like, you know, maybe Cheshire will be fine.
Are you circling that one right now?
Yeah, maybe I gotta wait for them or something, but I can't find that. You know, usually I find one person to, you know, chat back and forth with.
Yeah.
But this season, it's been very nice, you know, very friendly battles, and I can't find nobody to say anything to.
I saw even Surrey have a player on their team called Polite, Ronald Polite. So that's how polite everyone is in Super League basketball.
The season been very nice, you know. So, but
Yeah.
I try, you know, I don't try to take it too far out of, you know, just keep it fun.
Yeah. Then we go to Austria on the Tuesday. And obviously that was your first European game playing out there. What was that experience like, and how different was it, you know, the style of basketball compared to perhaps what you've been used to playing in SLB?
Oh, man, style of basketball. Well, I traveled 7 times because of that it's not new. It's like, it's a certain step you got to take in Europe that I wasn't used to. And Coach brought it up at practice, and I was like, yeah, I don't travel. I mean, I traveled when I was like 5 years old. So I'm like, I did it 6 times. Like 6 times. Like, and when I did it, I looked at the ref like, can you, like, teach me? Like, I was looking at him like, can you, like, teach me what to do? Like, tell me what to do. And he was like, and I was like, oh, man, I'm messed up. Because, you know, I have, obviously, the slow pump fake.
Yeah.
But you have to put the ball down before you do it.
That's right.
And I couldn't get it. I couldn't.
It wasn't just you, though. It was like both teams were getting
happened
called
a
for it,
lot of
weren't
times.
they?
Yeah, it happened, but I did it the most. And I would have had, like, a great, like, assist to turnover ratio. But that just messed it up. But I played well, and I enjoyed it. You know, obviously, when I play teams initially, they'd be like, Cam Holden like to do, I'm not going to say on the podcast, but Cam Holden like to do this and that. And, you know, playing a team that only played Cam Holden once, you know, it's kind of like new. So, like, I had the chance to attack and do the moves I definitely want to do. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that actually through the seasons, the coaches start to know what you like a bit more?
I could tell when the team guarded me, I was like, yeah, this coach definitely broke down everything I've been doing for 2 years. Like, I could literally tell, like, as soon as I catch it, I could look at him and be like, yeah, this coach definitely had a PowerPoint.
Literally, yeah. I mean, I know how.
I asked Pasquale, I said, since I'm on the team now, can I know the scout?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. He told me the scout. I'm not gonna say the scout because obviously, but he told me the scout, and I was like, that was a good scout.
I swear,
I was like, that's literally everything I do. I was like, when he told me, I was like, man, that's good.
Yeah. Coach, I mean, you've obviously seen the scouts from Andreas this season now, you know, a few games in. He goes pretty in-depth. He does, like, the team one, and then he goes individual on personnel as well, and they're very thorough.
Where school you went to.
Yeah.
He pull up your old school highlights.
Yeah, they're very in-depth, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, who does that?
So Coach does a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, he getting the detail. And I had to ask about mine, and that was spot on. Like, he knew me better than me.
Yeah. Love to see that.
You'll have to see what they say about Skylar now when he comes to play Cheshire, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't think that would be rocket science, though.
You shoot the ball.
He shoot it from London to Cheshire. So step up.
I love that. That Austria game, by the way, Flyers raced out to that big lead and never really felt like they were going to come back into it after that first quarter. We sort of held them at bay the rest of the way. Will Yoakum, 24 points, 10 for 12 from the field. Joe Anderson, 22 points, 5 rebounds. And
also, I mean to cut you off, but my full court bounce pass, that might be.
Goodness. We can talk about some of these plays, by the way, because it turned into a dunk fest in this game, didn't it?
Oh, my Lord.
You enjoyed that one, didn't you?
Oh, my Lord. The ref walked past he was like, out of my years, that might be the best pass I've seen. I looked at him and said, that might be my best one. I said, that might be my best one, too.
It was like a bullet, wasn't it? Like, straight over the head.
Yeah,
pass.
and I know Will, I was like, Will's, you know, slashing, cutting, and I seen the step, and I was like, you know what? I got 6 turnovers. What 7 hurt? You know, in my head, I'm like, let's do it. So I skipped it to Will, and I seen the dunk on the rim. I was like, Oh, yeah, that's going to look
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
And you watched it back when you got on the bus?
Oh, yeah. Multiple times.
Yeah.
Multiple times. I still watch it.
Well, that was one of your 9 assists of the game. 14 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Did you feel like you were close to a triple-double in that game? Can you feel it when it's coming?
I haven't got one in a professional level yet. But, like, nobody would be like, yo, you, like, 3 away, 1 away. And it happened at Cheshire, and I always look at the bench and be like, why nobody just tell me, like, just throw it against the backboard or something?
Yeah. Usually I see Coach Burns on game days. He's there doing the stats. So I guess one would presume he would be telling you if you were close.
Yeah.
Have you ever spoken to him about that sort of thing?
This is my first time being close here. So,
Yeah.
But in the future, I hope when I'm closer, give me a little warning. If I'm 1 away, warn me. But if I'm like 3 away, I don't really care for it.
Yeah,
But I want to get it because I got it in Division 1 level. Only second. I think I was the second person in Towson history.
Yeah, only the second person in my notes. Yeah,
Yep.
in Towson history.
Yep. So
We saw it last year. The only person in the whole of the season to get a triple-double in the SLB was Evan on the last day of the
It
season.
was the last day of the regular season.
it was Evan.
Yeah, that's great. I think Keedy got close one time last season.
Yeah, no, but I was thinking in my head when I saw that come out, I thought we'd posted it and were like, oh, the Bristol Flyers were the and I was like, oh no, that's the whole,
It's
league,
the whole league,
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you naturally get that. A lot of people think like, man, you always be close. I'll be like, no, you just naturally rebound and pass it. And that's
And then points will come, won't they?
Yeah, points will come.
Yeah.
Well, that game, by the way, pushes Flyers to 1-0 in Europe. And don't forget, a week on Wednesday, October 8th, Donna Groningen come to town from the Netherlands. You can get your tickets right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk. You excited for that one, Cam? Donna Groningen?
I heard that was a good team, like a very, very good team.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. I'm glad they coming here. Hard place to play,
Yeah.
So I feel like the team going to be ready to go, I feel like we got to keep winning games early, so we can get in the playoffs for European competition because Owen said it came down to a tie last year, right?
Yeah, we won our last 4 games.
We went 0-4 and then went 4-4 total. So
Yeah, so we going to need this, especially the ones at home. It's 4 away, 4 home.
That's right.
So we're going to need the home games. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see where the team stand. We played London, so kind of prepped us for a team like in that caliber.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be ready for them.
Well, make sure you get your tickets at bristolflyers.co.uk. You can go get them right now. We talked about the game against London, so let's brush over that one and talk about that incredible comeback over Leicester Riders on Sunday.
we talked about Sheffield not being able to miss a 3. Early on, we couldn't hit a 3, could we?
Yep. And there's going to be games like that, like that's when you got to bank on your defense. I feel like, through that game, we like grinded it out. It was a ground win. And that's a good win for the team, being able to win in different ways. I feel like we got to learn how to win in different ways because some nights shots not going to go in. So what are we going to do? I mean, one possession, I remember we shot, who shot it? I think JB shot a 3, missed, and I think Joe got it. And Joe shot a wide open shot, which is, the defense usually, and it didn't go in. I heard the crowd just,
Yeah.
And, I looked at the bench, I was like, let's get some energy going, like we got to feed off each other and find a way to win. So I'm just more excited that, like, we didn't panic. Usually we could panic, start pointing fingers and saying, like, I didn't touch the ball enough. We didn't. We found a way as one, fought back. I mean, credit to Will. I mean, he was playing incredible. I was looking at him, and we was on the bench looking at each other like, yo, Will is going crazy. So I had front row seats to that because I didn't play in the third or fourth. I think I only played 20 minutes that game, but, yeah, Will had a game, and I remember the backdoor cut, and he shot a corner shot, and it went in.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my Lord.
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
We need to point out, by the way, we can't talk about this like properly because he's actually sat in the corner of the room right now.
He literally is sat in the corner of the room right here.
Yeah.
He's like, I just bring a friend to podcast day today, is it? Will Yoakum just watching the podcast in the corner.
Why don't you come and talk about that last play?
There's a mic over there. Hey, come on in.
Come and sit.
Yeah,
Come
on
sit.
in.
Come over here.
Come on now. Come this way, Will. Yeah, come in this way. Here he comes, look. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Will Yoakum. Look at it. Surprise guest.
Clap it up.
Here he is.
Will
Yeah,
Yoakum.
just here for moral support. I also can't drive in the UK yet, so Cam's my.
I'm his driver.
You know,
Cam's my
yeah,
driver.
you're gonna try to drive in the UK.
It's a work in progress. Feel pretty good in the passenger seat right now, so.
We've got Will Yoakum here, by the way. He's our special guest. He's literally was just sat in the corner watching. You guys are living together, is that right? Is that why?
Yeah.
So you're roomies, and then obviously you don't want to drive in the UK just yet. So you just.
I'll get my bearings here soon, but right now, like I said, it's a process. So I think it'll come eventually.
Yeah. Well, we won't let you intrude on Cam's podcast too much, but we do want to chat to you about that fourth quarter against Leicester on Sunday. You just went nuts. You just went crazy.
Yeah. It was like I said, it was like a lot of easy buckets though. Like my teammates did a good job of finding me down low on the perimeter. The play I actually Cam threw me the back door. I could have had a layup, but I just missed the ball or dropped it, so I had to make things a little bit harder and dribble out the 3-point line and throw up a heave, but it went in. So
didn't my Steve Devereux, who does all the commercial stuff, was sat right by where you shot. Did you almost fumble it as you picked up for the 3 as well?
maybe a little bit. I mean, the thing is those balls is they get like super slippery when there's any type of perspiration on them or water or something. So I think that's probably why I said I bobbled a little bit at some point from the 3-point line or the paint. So. So they went in and the crowd went crazy. The place got pretty loud, so it was a good feeling.
Is that one of the craziest sort of shots you've made in your pro career? You made anything sort of similar to that?
That's up there, definitely. That's definitely up there. Since I've been a pro, that's probably the craziest shot I've hit, honestly.
Yeah. Well, you went nuts. Your 16 fourth quarter points. Let's talk about some of these plays as well, by the way, in the fourth quarter. You were on the receiving end of a Darnell Brody behind the back pass out the post for a 2-handed dunk.
That was wild.
Behind the back. He's a really good passer out of the paint. And he kind of just locked eyes, and he's right-handed, so he had that one dribble, and he threw it behind him, and it was right on the money. So couldn't have asked for a better pass for that right there, and easy bucket.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming, or did you not really?
I thought he was going to throw it over his head or down. I didn't expect the behind-the-back pass at all, but it happened so fast, and I was like, oh, got to finish it, So it was a great play. Yeah,
well, he carried us to that win in the fourth quarter. 29.6 rebounds, 2 steals, 16 fourth quarter points, and that gives Bristol Flyers a big win. Before we let you go, Will, because obviously we will get you on a future podcast down the line. Before we let you go, obviously rooming with Cam this season, what's he like as a roommate?
He's great. We know
you have to say that.
Yeah. I mean, he's lived in the UK longer than I have. This is my first time out here, so he knows the ins and outs. He's almost a citizen at this point, but he's giving me all the go to the grocery store. This drink is good, or this soda is good. This snacks are good. You got to get this stuff. Try this. You know what I mean? So that stuff, the little stuff like that, goes a long way. So yeah, I mean, I don't got any problems with that. I think living with someone overseas it also helps, like. Just not going crazy, when you're living by yourself, you know what I mean? So, it's fun. The coaches did a good job of, like, putting players together, and, me and Cam get along pretty well, so I have no complaints.
Amazing. Well, we'll hear all about it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
This is very early days.
Oh, yeah,
Give it a couple months, and we'll get you on the podcast proper.
I already got my questions ready for the next time I get on there, my 5 questions, and,
here we go.
I'm excited, so I'll let you guys get back to it.
Yeah, well, you've been scouting. Know what to expect next time you come on. Ladies and gents, give it up for Will Yoker.
Thanks for having me. I'll see you guys soon.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Well, that was a bit of a surprise, wasn't it? Who knew? He's just right there in the corner, thought he can watch, and now he's intruded on our podcast.
He's stealing your podcast, bro. How do you feel about that?
Nah, he's good. I'm very a pass, score.
You give him the assist.
I'm used
again.
to it. I'm used to it.
We were just talking about that Leicester win. That maybe moves Leicester to 0-3. It's the first time in 20 years that Leicester Riders have started a regular season 0-3, according to Dan Routledge. So,
stats guy.
We can't feel too bad for them. They've won a lot over their years, Joel.
Yeah.
It's not. I love Rob. Coach Rob. But it's sometimes nice to see things like that too. Hey.
A shout out to the guys at the SLB show. They had Matt Hardy from our good friend Matt Hardy, friend of the show, and he just went unlucky. so unlucky Leicester 0-3. We'll probably meet him down the line at some point.
Their new guy, Raekwon Battle, looks like he could be okay though.
Yeah, he looked all right. He didn't train at all apparently, and just went straight into the game, into the starting 5, and then
hit
2
threes.
2 threes around the back in the first quarter.
One was on me. He started chatting. I was like,
yeah.
okay.
Right.
He was wearing Blake Bowman's jersey as well.
He was.
He didn't have a jersey yet even.
Yeah. One thing about Leicester, Rob will definitely, he's a winner. He gonna figure it out. You know. I know they're 0-3 right now, but.
Well, they were coming into our game off the back of a heavy blowout defeat to Sheffield, so you
Yeah.
knew they were going to start the game strong, and they did start the game strong.
And we talked about it. It was like, look, they just got blown out, so we need to be ready to, because they gonna play like their life's on the line.
I think it just shows the toughness. It shows how tough the team is, especially so early in the season, especially shooting the ball poorly in the first half, and then just finding a way to win. That's the sign of a very tough team. Surrey this weekend. It is Saturday night. It is at 6 p.m. It's live on DAZN. It's away from home. You can watch it on DAZN completely free. Just go make an account. Can the Flyers maintain their hot start to the season? A couple more bits I've got to get through before we get to the mailbag section. The first one is corporate basketball. Now, last week we announced the return of our popular corporate basketball tournament. It takes place next year, raising money for the Flyers community programs. It's on Tuesday, 24th of February. If you've got some ballers in your office, you got some ballers in your office?
I think it's just me, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you've got some ballers in your office, you can enter a team from your workplace. Each team's coached by a Bristol Flyers first-team player. All the money raised from entry fees goes towards helping disadvantaged children and young people to access free basketball across Greater Bristol. Last year, we raised over £5,000. We're looking to top that this season. So gather your team of 10 together for the early bird price of just £750 per team. You can go to the Bristol Flyers website for all the details. And finally, I have to remind you about a competition running on socials right now.
This is cool. I'm very excited about this one.
And this is for avid golfers. And you are an avid golfer, aren't you?
Absolutely love it.
I'm also a casual golfer. So we're running a competition with our good friends at the Bristol Golf Club. You can get your hands on an exclusive custom golf head cover crafted from the official Bristol Flyers jerseys from last season. Each one is unique. Only 17 exist, and you can win one by entering our competition on social media. How do you enter, you ask? Well,
how do you enter, Joel?
Yeah, there you go. Well, I'll tell you how you enter. You can enter on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or LinkedIn. Simply like the specific post on social media and tag two mates in the comments. Make sure you're following the Bristol's golf page across all socials. Entries close on Friday, October 3rd at 12 noon. 4 winners selected in total, 1 from each social media channel. Make sure you enter on every platform for your chance to win. Each winner will receive a custom Flyers head cover, plus 2 courtside tickets to a upcoming Bristol Flyers home game.
So if I win, I can get 2 courtside tickets for me to sit.
Well, no, because you are working.
Well, I might just want to sit and watch one time.
Maybe, but, let's let someone else win, shall we?
Fine, okay.
But how cool is that? They're great covers, aren't they?
I've seen them. I love the pink ones. They look great.
They're all half pink, half blue. They've merged the 2 jerseys together.
I didn't realise
so
that.
It's
Nice.
blue on one side, pink on the other. It's great. Right. And that's it for this week's news.
This is the Bristol Flyers Podcast.
Right, we've got to finish up this week's podcast with the mailbag section. And as always, Cam, we ask fans to send in questions to you, our guests. And some of them are, we'll have to filter through some of them, but some of them are suitable for the podcast. First question from Sam Comley at the Flyers Supporters Club on Facebook. He's got a couple questions for Cam. He wants to know, who's the funniest guy in the Flyers locker room and who thinks they're funnier than they are?
Owen's the funniest. We don't really have that guy. I think people are pretty funny.
Have you got any funny stories about Owen so early in this season so far?
Well, Owen's been arguing with Pasquale about him being British or Italian.
Oh, yeah.
And, he getting very mad at, Pasquale because he's not, owning up being British.
Wait, who's annoyed at who? Owen's annoyed at Pasquale?
Yes.
But then Owen's British, right?
Yeah, so he's trying to make Pasquale accept, you're British. And he's like, no, I live here. You live here all your life. So, they've been arguing about that. So that's a funny story because, Owen's big on, you're not going to play both sides. You're going to be, this or that, which I respect about him.
What, because Pasquale will sometimes be I'm Italian for these reasons, but then British for other reasons.
So Owen would be like, that don't make you Italian. So that's a funny argument I always like to listen to.
His mum makes good food, though.
Yeah, that's what he says. He say he cook a lot of when she come. So I'll make sure I get over there.
You have to try that, yeah.
There's another question from Sam Comley. You've already answered this one. The team had a karaoke night. What song are you belting out? We all know now.
Yeah, running up that hill.
Can we get a little sample? Cam, a little sample maybe?
I got you. I'm only singing a little bit.
Yeah.
Tiny bit.
A little bit, tiny bit.
Yeah.
Can we look away though?
Yeah.
Okay,
We're not looking.
Ready? If I only could get a deal with God, and I tell him to swap our places, be running up that road, be running up that hill.
That's amazing! That is so good!
Yeah, so 2 seconds, that's it.
Definitely clipping up this bit for Instagram. That's my
You gotta pay for the rest, gotta pay for it. Gotta pay, can't do that for free.
I got another question for you here. So Tash Putty on Instagram wants to know why the number 7 jersey.
So my city name It's Forsyth. The nickname is 7 City.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so.
Because you used to also wear 50 and 55,
Yeah,
is
so
that right?
52 is for my brother.
Oh, 52, that's
yeah,
right.
my brother passed away and he wore 52, so I wore that for him. So then the next year I wanted to wear 9, you know, like try to step away from that because every time I wore 52, I thought of my brother, so I didn't want to, you know, keep having that, wearing that when I play. So I went to 9. So 7 is, my city nickname is 7 City. So I was like, you know, like a lot of people back home don't get the experience professional. You know, a lot of people back home don't get the opportunity to, like, play in the United Kingdom and play professional basketball. So I want to wear it on my back and, you know, just show them I'm not representing just me. I'm representing everybody that's there.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. That's so nice.
So nice, yeah.
Liam Sherwood on Facebook. Do you have any pre-game rituals or habits that you feel you must do before a game in order to mentally prepare for every match? And do you eat anything specific before the game?
It's kind of, I don't think it's weird. I always shower before the game. Like, I have to shower then leave. Like, it can't be showered and sit around. Like, I shower then leave. So
before the game?
Before the game.
So literally before you leave your home?
I have to shower and then, like, just leave.
I see.
Like,
okay.
That's so. I'm not saying it's weird, but that is interesting, isn't
yeah,
it?
and it's not, I'm going to say that sounds weird, but, like, it's not weird, but, like, I have to shower. Like,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, so before every game, I shower.
You learn something new every day, folks.
And then he doesn't shower after the game, so he stinks. Right?
Yeah, maybe if I don't shower, they'll like not be so physical in the post. 'Cause I
Yeah,
feel like,
that's-
so I might need to switch that, and you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I might go to no shower.
It's a sign of a good defender, you know, you don't have a shower before the games.
Yeah,
you
you
know?
don't want to be on nobody who don't
It's
shower.
like the sixth man out there. Joey Threes on Facebook. First of all, welcome to the Flyers fam and well
you.
done so far this season. You've been great to watch. Second, last year you said, I enjoy the villain role. I'm not going to hide from it. I love being a bad guy on the court that has other teams saying, I can't stand Cam Holden. How do you think that's going to play out when you come up against our good pals at the Knicks this season? Will it be more difficult to play the bad guy in front of the fans that used to shout your name?
No.
The longest ever question
It's easy.
with the shortest ever answer.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely cannot wait to go back to Cheshire. I enjoy, you know, even right now, I still enjoy being a bad guy. I kind of toned it down a little bit, you know, but, you know, it started the season. I'm going to get it back up. But I enjoy being that guy that, like, get booed, you know, especially here. I remember, you know, the courtside seats. I used to love when I take the ball, I always make a joke with somebody, you know, and they'll say something I can't repeat on here, but I enjoy that, you know, like being the guy who'll be like, man, I can't stand Cam. You know, Cam always doing this, Cam always doing that. But I think I can't also wait to do it to the team that I played for 2 years. So
Love it.
Yep.
You probably got a big circle around that game now, right?
Yeah, they come October 24th.
Yeah, they do.
October-
He knows it off the top of his head.
October 24th.
I've literally just been searching it up on it. But when are we going there? Do you know?
No, I know we play London away, then we got to go back there away.
Oh, pretty soon after.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, cool.
Can't wait.
Have you spoken? Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Lock him up.
Can't wait.
Have you been speaking to the guys since you joined Flyers, like Skylar White, like LaQuincy Rideau? Have you spoken to them perhaps ahead of that game on the 24th?
Me and Q ain't talked about. We try not to talk about it because me and him click over to that mode where we can't stand each other on the court. So I know me and him gonna definitely lock up a little bit. You know,
Oh,
you know,
can't wait.
Skylar's probably gonna try to hit a shot and let me hear it. You know, but outside of that, you know, like I got respect for those guys. It's all love. But on the court, I can't wait to play against both of them. You know, I really can't wait. I can't wait. Can't wait.
It's gonna be cinema.
I can't wait. Like I can't wait. I'm telling you, if we get a win, at that place, can't wait. That's all I can. That's all I can say. I'll just keep it like that.
It's gonna be fun.
I got another question for you from someone. I don't think you've heard of this person. They're called Zach Anderson.
Oh my Lord.
He just wants to know: are you a better passer than Magic Johnson?
No. But I like the comparison. You know, like when I threw that bounce pass, Zach looked at me and was like, "Yo, that was a great pass." I was like, "Thanks." I kind of get paid to pass the ball. I got paid to pass the ball. But when he looked at me like, "Yo," I was like, "Golly, that was." I like, well, yeah. No, I don't pass better than Magic Johnson, but I do watch a bunch of his highlights.
Love it.
He had a lovely dribble, step back, like through the legs, pull up three in that game, didn't he?
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
So nice.
Yeah.
Final question I've got here, by the way, because we're running a bit over here.
Yeah.
Final question from Karen Ridge on Instagram. She says, "What's the best bit about being part of the Flyers?"
Oh man, so many. We got great cars.
You do.
That sounds like very crazy to say also, but the cars, like, you can't, 2026 MG, like, I be driving a car and it be like, don't drive while you fatigue, cut on your seatbelt. And it's like, man, a smart car look, it like stops for you if you finna hit something. Well, not finna hit anything, but it's the cars are amazing. Heated seats, and I'm just grateful to be here. I'm very grateful.
Of course, the Flyers family is also a big favourite
No,
part
it's the
of
cars.
but just the cars.
And it's the bus snacks.
Yeah.
And the bus
The cars.
snacks and all the clothing
The
as well.
car, the clothing, the fans. Also, the fans. Let me. You know, like the fans took me, and it's funny because the fans always tell me the same thing. They be like, "I hated you while you was at Cheshire." I was like, "Oh, can you love me now?" I'm sure, because I have to watch. Because like, you know, I like to chat to fans. You know, like talk a little junk, but like I gotta remember what I said, and I didn't been talking to fans from all over the place. And speaking of fans, when we played a friendly at Newcastle, they did me the worst way, and I think they mad about something about Cheshire. Which I did say something wild. I had to like revert back. I was like, I did say something to a crowd, and I did say something to a fan in Newcastle. So I was wondering, why they so mean to me in the friendly? And all the like rookies was like, yo, they hate you at Newcastle. I was like, yeah, I've been around here. I said something which I can't repeat. I said something to a fan, and they can't stand me. But you know what? Just like everybody that watch this, it's okay to love me.
Well, hopefully after this podcast, Cam, the Flyers fans will love you. Thanks so much for joining us here on this week's episode of the pod. I think it's great for, fans. They know who you are, but now they know you. Do you know what I mean? After this podcast episode.
And I don't think I don't think they hated you because you said something to the crowd. I think it was because you used to annoy us because of your play. That's why I think they hated you, if you know. So that's a good thing, That's why we like having you.
Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly. You just absolutely killed us, and so we're very happy you're on this side of it now.
Yeah, now we all is one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cam, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Best of luck on Saturday in the game against the Niners, and who knows? Hopefully, we can maybe see if we can squeeze you on a future episode later in the season. Sam, great first episode. Awesome, right?
Mate, I've been waiting for this one. I'm very excited to get players back in the room again, Joel. So, yeah, look forward for the rest of the team as well. The whole team is exciting me this year. So,
yeah.
And look forward to having you on, Will, for your full episode at some point.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Can't wait, baby.
Quick reminder before we go, if you enjoy the Flyers podcast, please leave us a rating and review on your usual podcast provider. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with a friend as well. Get them into our lovely Flyers family, our little community of podcast listeners. Sam, anything else you want to add before we wrap up this week's episode of the show?
No, all good.
Make sure you get your tickets for Donna Groningen on Wednesday, October 8th. That's the last thing I'm going to say. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. From Joel, Sam, and producer Dan, we'll see you next week on the Bristol Flyers podcast. Goodbye.